Welcome back to my Long Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling, shall we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today. Here on a very rainy day, a rainy Sunday morn. Well, it's not morning, afternoon I suppose. I should probably stop saying morning because it's not a morning every single time I record these videos. Apparently it's only ever the afternoon, and in very rare cases it seems to be nearly midnight. So yeah, quite a quick turnover I suppose between these two episodes. But yeah, what should we talk about today? I don't really know. It's Sunday, so it's a conversation based day. Well, I suppose every day is conversation based days. Oh, we should actually lay down a path. I forgot about that. We were meant to do that ages ago. Hello there everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 11:19 PM on Sunday, June 20th, 2021. I don't really have any big news to share today, but it is the start of a new week and I hope it lives up to each and every one of your expectations. I thought it was something different. Well then, Isabel signing off. Thanks, Isabel. We'll take it from here. I don't know, I had a weird dream, I suppose. I don't really I vaguely remember it. It woke me up, like, rather early, or whatever. The only thing I remember is I was an air freshener salesperson, and I was competing against this other air freshener salesperson who I really didn't like, who was also just this random girl from primary school, who I didn't dislike that girl from primary school. I don't know, in the dream, we had an intense rivalry going on. And anyway, she ended up getting fired somehow, and I don't remember. I became the CEO of a company. How does that work? I don't really know. How are you, hun? I got worried all of a sudden about whether you were sleeping well. When it comes to looking our best, sleep is terribly important, so I'm sending you a REM-friendly deep sleep prezi. Sweet dreams, Vivian. But air fresheners are kind of a weird thing in the first place. Oh, but not weird. Actually, I feel like they only become weird if you think about it too much. You get me? Because if you explain it, it's like, oh, sometimes your house, if it's a bit stinky, you want to freshen it up with some, not a camera, with, like, I don't know, the sense of a pine wood forest or something, that makes sense, why wouldn't I want to fresh up everything in my house with nice scents or whatever. But the thing is, you kind of lose that, we say how wonderful, it's beautiful, or you want a new greeting, sure. How about we go with... Seize the day, I don't know. This is more of a Lily phrase, but why didn't you say it, Vivian? But yeah, because you know how your brain sort of just gets used to external stimuli or whatever, eventually just by consistent exposure to it, so it's why you can sort of drown out the noise of something which is consistently in the background. Ooh! With a message. Upcoming bug off, Saturday, June 26th. Is that one we missed? One of the bug offs we missed, so we will actually be able to get around to getting it again. Let's see. I think it's a July one we missed, if I record off the top of my head, but I don't really know. We still have two things missing? I feel like I looked them up at some point. I don't remember what they were though. Where is it? Bug off. Oh, it's the August one we missed. What are these two Nook Well missions? Why don't we look that up as well? But yeah, because your brain sort of gets used to external stimuli. Like, the point of the air freshener is it's meant to like smell nice, presumably all the time and that sort of thing. But then eventually it sort of gets drowned out with the fact that you get used to it, don't you? That's why I feel like, this person's organised it in alphabetical order, which is, in theory, makes a lot of sense, but in practicality, I don't know which one I'm missing. Okay, so, faked. Fall into a pitfall, okay. Bury a pitfall seed, okay. Those we can actually do, because now we have a pitfall. Recipe, I just don't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's probably like weeds and sticks, right? Clumps of weeds, tree branch. Okay, we'll do that eventually. Let's go get some fish, and we'll go get some. We'll do these 5 Nook Mile missions, do the pitfall thing, and then we'll probably lay down paths. Yeah, because your brain sort of gets used to the external stimuli of the scent. I feel like the air freshener kind of loses the purpose. It's like, you get a nice smell of a pine wood forest or something, or a salty ocean breeze in the morning when you first like put the scent on, but then, well, not put the scent on, it's not like you're wearing, it's not a perfume, where you like hang it up in your car, wherever place gets kind of stuffy and you don't like an old car smell, but it just like goes away after a while, and it's not because it's actually going away. I mean, technically it's kind of going away because air freshener loses efficacy after like a certain time period has passed, I'm sure, but it's a sort of thing where your brain just like filters it out because you're just like, it's not here anymore, I don't need it. It's just like semantic satiation, but with sense, I guess. Scentic satiation, that's not a word, but so it kind of defeats the point, because you're sort of just like being, you might as well, like, I don't know, carry around a bottle of perfume or something, spray your nose and you get a whiff of herb, and just you can top yourself up every 30 seconds or so. That sounds so dumb, and it is so. Yeah, and I mean, we never got like air fresheners or something for our car, and I so because they seem to be like quite a common thing to give away. You know, like I don't know, not like stores or things, but like when companies give you like little knickknacks to be like, oh, remember our name, that sort of thing. You know, they give you pens, they give you, if they're a bit more expensive, they give you like water bottles. Do we have enough seashells? And we give you other things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to sell those giant clams, so we'll pick up some on the other beach as we walk past. I feel like air fresheners are quite a common one. I mean, it's always a pine wood forest, you know, that little tree shape that dangles. Yeah, like we never bought them. Like, does a car smell sometimes? Yeah, because cars have like an old cars stuff you sell. I mean, they're literally like hot box, I suppose, like of I don't know, heated leather or whatever your car seats are necessarily made out of. That weird like scratchy felt. It's not felt. I don't know. I actually don't know what that material is called, but whatever. It's it gets stuffy in a car, unsurprisingly, you know. But often what we do if it just gets stuffy, we just like open the window a bit, give it air fresh air in, get it cycling through the car, and you know, I guess the scents get carried away. I don't really know how scents work. I guess a tiny particle is probably carried, like mingling about in the air as well. And is that how scents work? I don't know. Anyway, we're cycling out the new and old smells through diffusion by opening a window or something, you know, and helping by maintaining a gradient by driving in the car and that sort of thing. You know, it's all good. But oh yeah, we need to move Biscuit's house as well. I forgot we should do that too. So yeah, we never really felt the need for the air freshener, I suppose. And I don't want to sound like so booming or whatever. It's like, what is this new dialogue? Did you happen to notice a really good smell the other day? Was it an air freshener? Because I sure did. Want to know what it was? It was a rose that Rowan had. The smell was so calming and gentle, like the whole world's most delicate cheese puff. I had to have one. A cheese puff. I mean, not a rose, dog. You meant a rose smelled like a cheese puff? What? But no, what I was saying is, yeah, I mean, I suppose it's like weirdly in the moniker of a name itself. Like, it's called an air freshener. You know how you can get fresh air in a car, which is most of the time where you get air fresheners, you get them like a... Oh no, it's raining. Okay, so it's very important we actually do the part today. I don't know what I'm going to do with this part now I think about it, because we don't have a single wide track. I guess we can make it into a double wide track. Yeah, that's probably the way we go about it. So I'm just thinking, I mean, you get fresh air by opening a window. I mean, that's such a boom. Sorry, I don't mean to call it like generational warfare, but you know, like such a antiquated take, I suppose. And it's like, oh, you want fresh air? Just open the window. It's like, yeah, okay, well, firstly, it's called an air freshener because it freshens up the air, but it doesn't necessarily freshen it up with whatever the natural smells are around your outside your car at the moment, and especially depending on when you live, it might not be that fresh. If you live in the city, it probably smells of like smog and pollution or burning oils. I don't know why we're like an industrial era now or something, but it probably doesn't smell all that great to you. I mean, on the other hand, maybe if you live a countryside, you might be like, oh, it smells great. As someone who lives kind of in the countryside-ish, or at least goes to a countryside reasonably often, a lot of farmyard smells, and farms don't smell great. You know, there's animal manure and all that sort of thing. Sorry, I need to check on my laptop because I was downloading stuff at the same time. I was trying to do like the Windows updates because I haven't done it for ages. And I'm also trying to do all these like Steam game updates as well. But for some reason they're not automatically downloading for whatever reason. Then it's just, you know, I'm trying to multitask, and you know, Animal Crossing is my time to do the things I want to do at the same time. But yeah, what's this? 9, 10, perfect. We need to sell this. No, we can sell these. We can sell these. Maybe keep one. Sell that. Yeah, that looks good. What was I saying? I forgot. Hope it wasn't important. Oh yeah, but like with air fresheners, is like you don't necessarily want an outside country smell. Maybe you want like the salty sea breeze, or maybe you just want like cinnamon toast smell. I don't know. You can get some very strange ones. I know Benny had one. It was I can't remember what it smelled of. But the thing is, air fresheners really lose their scent quite quickly because there's only so much you could do. I don't really know how air fresheners are made, but I'd imagine they're just like wood which has been treated with a certain like chemical of some sort, like an ethyl ester. Wait, no, just an ester. Sorry, not an ethyl ester. It doesn't make sense. Oh, we don't buy wrapping paper. Quick, go buy wrapping paper. Sorry, just an ester. I mean, and then it's just like been treated. I don't know. Maybe it's been soaked in it. Probably not soaked. Or been like dried off or something. I don't know. Something along those lines. But they don't retain their scent for particularly huge amounts of time, which is, I mean, like fair because as soon as you're done treating them, I suppose, they're in like a constant state of releasing their scent because, you know, I guess it just works by diffusion and it's like diffusing out into the air which doesn't have a scent in the first place. So there's not really much you can do with it. So it's like you're like on a double negative gradient. You're like on you aren't just on a minus x gradient. You're like on a minus x squared sort of gradient when it comes to using your air freshener because your brain sort of like blocks out the smell anyway, eventually. And then also your air freshener just loses it naturally. So it's just like I don't want to say it's like a lose-lose situation, but you know, you're going to have to really invest in air fresheners if you really want to freshen it up, because as soon as that old one's gone, you've got to put it in, you've got to have a new scent and that sort of thing. Which is why I remember this infographic I watched when I was younger about, not infographic, infomercial, about this air freshener, which I actually thought was a pretty cool idea. It was one of the ones you plug into wall, the electronic ones, which are meant to like freshen up your house, which is, you know, I guess that's good in concept, but also like if you stay in your house the entire time, you're going to lose the scent of your house in the first place, so your house just smells like nothing, which is kind of what I want when I'm just like vibing around in my house. I don't want to necessarily smell like, ooh, is that like honey and lavender or whatever? Like maybe it smells nice, but once you smell it all the time, you start to get used to it. And it sort of becomes a lot less eventful, shall we say. But it's a one where it was like a multi-stage one. You like plug it into the socket in your wall, and it had like these 3 chambers on top, which you can like switch out for different scents. I don't know why I'm in here. Oh yeah, it was going to be Biscuit's house. You can switch them out for different scents and all that sort of thing. And then like it would give like a puff of that thing, like one of the scents every 5 minutes, and then it rotates through and through, so you can get a different scent every single time. Which I guess would sort of, well not sort of, it straight up just deals with a situation of the like scent satiation that you get with a lot of other things. It is Biscuit's house I want to move, right? Yes, it's Biscuit's house. Imagine if Biscuit was like, nah, can't be bothered. Instead I all had to be so eager about me moving a house all the time, despite the fact that Biscuit, you've lived in that location for about 2 days. Anyway. So yeah, but the fact it's got like a constantly cycle thing, you can like switch your scents in and out. I suppose it's pretty cool, to be honest. But I guess it's just, to me, scents aren't that big a deal. Maybe just all my senses are just like kind of dulled, you know, apart from like, I guess sight, but you know, I've got glasses, pretty bad prescription anyway, so really I'm just like on a, oh excuse me, I'm on a lose of everything. You know, maybe that's why I don't care so much about tastes, I also don't care that much about scents. Never really thought about that, but that seems like a plausible explanation nonetheless. Rowan could be the one crafting, so you might as well check in on him. But it's the sort of thing where it's just like, I don't know. I like the smell of a flower meadow, but like a flower meadow, or anything like freshly cut grass, baking bread, country, yeah, freshly laundered clothes to wear. I can't remember the rest of that. You don't know that song? Smells so good to me. There are so many good things for us. So it's an assembly song, which is one of my favourite songs. I don't know, because it's so groovy. What was I doing up? Oh, Biscuit's house. It's just so groovy that I love to jam out to it. Somehow weed got there. Is there enough space? I'm too close. Move 1 step back. 1 step back this time. Wow. 1 back this time. Wow. Yeah, this is the spot. If it gets rid of a flower, it gets rid of a flower, who cares? I'll go and lay some ice paths down. Yeah. What was I saying? I don't know, probably wasn't important. Hopefully. There's something else I want to say about the air freshener. Yeah, I guess like, because I don't smell like these lavender-like smells all the time, I'm just like, it makes it a bit more special when I smell it again. You might say that's a bit of a, not like a necessarily ridiculous way of looking at things, there's a bit of like an overly dramatic way of looking at things. It's like, oh, you know, what makes a scent of lavender so special is because of a rarity of which I can actually smell it. It's like, alright, like, I don't know, Casanova. It's not really right phrase. Ah, I forgot that these get overlaid with dirt. We don't want to overlay with dirt because when it becomes winter, we want it to actually be snowy underneath these. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I wonder if we should put ice underneath all the statues as well. No, that's probably a bit excessive. Or just be like, oh, it doesn't make sense in non-winter days. It's unactivated. But you know, even though it sounds a bit like hoity-toity, it kind of rings true to me. I feel like, you know, what feels so refreshing about like going onto a freshly cut lawn or something is the fact that it's not a smell you smell all the time, and you can really truly appreciate it when you smell it for about every once in like 6 months sort of feel. And I don't really know how often you smell a freshly cut lawn, but smelling it all the time is sort of just like it doesn't like overload your senses, but it sort of like dulls them, I suppose, to it. Is what I mean to say. You know, you want to keep it somewhat special and fresh in your mind, so you don't want to like overload it, but you know, overload yourself with it. But you know, if it's something that you do want to do, more power to you. It's just air freshener. I'm not the market for it, you know. I don't need to be bombarded with not overwhelming scents or anything like that, but these sort of scents all the time, because you know, I don't want to smell them all the time. I want to smell nothing most of the time. I want to, you know, not hear nothing most of the time. I want to hear what I'm actively engaging with. But you know, if I'm just like going to sleep or something, I don't need white noise. I want the sounds of, well, actually I don't want the sounds of nothing. I actually quite like the sounds of life and stuff, you know, hearing animals outside, hearing a train go by, a busy city street. I'm not sure if a busy city street's actually all that good. I haven't lived in like a major city, but I've lived very close to a train line most of the time, and you know, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily relaxing per se, but I feel like it's comforting in some avenues. So maybe, I don't mean to be hypocritical, obviously what I'm saying is exaggerated for like a facetious effect, just for fun, but it's the sort of thing where it's like, you know, even though I don't want these air scents, I can understand why you would, you know, if that's the sort of thing you like. I think we will make this too wide because just the nature of a path we got makes it a little bit impossible to have a one wide path here. Just the design does not allow for it. Okay. But or at least we didn't download the path designs for one wide ones because we don't want to. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. But it's quite possible there were options for it, but I just, you know, didn't do it. Yeah, yeah, so I don't mean to be like mean-spirited or anything when I say about this. Like, obviously you do you is the ultimate goal of this sort of thing. If it doesn't hurt anyone, who cares? But like, oh, this does look really weird without snow. Oh, that's not right. Oh well, we'll overlay it. Oh, there's not really much I can do about it. It just kind of has to look a bit weird, doesn't it? But yeah, yeah, just like I like, there's some noises which are comforting to me. Some scents are just comforting to other people too, you know. There's nothing wrong about it, you know. You do you. You do what's comfortable, you do what's right. You do what's lurking in the shadows of a night. Does that make sense? No, but you know, I had to come up with a rhyme. Well, I didn't have to. It just came so naturally. I'm just a natural born poet. A modern day Shakespeare, if you will. Who I guess wasn't really a poet necessarily, but well, I mean, yeah, kind of, but you know, I'm just gonna stop talking about this. Let's not talk about things I don't know about. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I guess that's kind of a premise of it. If you like air fresheners, just use them. Who cares about what I say? I don't even care about what I say. To a certain extent. For these not even amusing, facetious comments, but just random comments. Like I can appreciate a good smell, you know. Don't get me wrong. You know, if someone buys like a cool air freshener, say, hey, get a whiff of this, you know, and I'll get a whiff of it and be like, oh, that smells nice. What's that? Some like a fruity tooty cocktail or something. Like, I don't know, mojitos on the beach. I'll be like, wow, fancy. fancy you. Sorry. But it's the sort of thing where it's just like, oh, do you want one? Nah, I'm right, you know. I guess, like, what I need like a neutral air freshener. It's like an air freshener, but the scents are just extraordinarily like neutral and don't really smell of much in the first place. There's nothing that outrageous. Doesn't smell of flowers. If you smell it, you just be like, I don't smell anything, and I'd be like, exactly. It's just a overwhelming smell of nothing. Do those exist? Can you make that work? I have no idea. We can't do anything on that, unfortunately. That should probably be a corner one now I think about it, but still. So I have to unfortunately sort of like squeeze in a little bit when we do. Oh, you know, I didn't do the bottom path up there. Inefficiency. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I need like a scent absorber, you know. I don't need to freshen up yet. I need it to like take in beer, you know, because that's the thing, you know. Good smells are like okay to me, and okay smells are not are good to me. That's not really where I was going, but are fine for me. But you know what's bad? Bad smells. Bad smells are like real bad. Like, despite the fact that I live in the countryside and you know I've got nothing wrong with animals and farms and that sort of thing, unsurprisingly don't really like the smell of, you know, like a farm, like a, you know, because animals kind of stink. Let's be honest here. They got a certain musk about them, a lot of them. Not that that's a bad thing, and I mean the humans probably have their own musk about them as well. But you know, it's a big negative to my future farmville life. Is that animals stink? I cannot stand the smell of them. And if you can, more power to you. Hopefully you perhaps live and work on a farm in the first place, in which case you got it all sorted out. But for me personally, it's just like, nah, I don't want to deal with that at all. I forgot we got two. Wait, these look exactly the same. I think they are, in fact, exactly the same. I thought they were two different ones. Maybe they're not. I don't know. There we go. We've got our frozen ice. That doesn't quite line up so well, does it? Oh well. What can you do? Most people won't notice, I believe. Why have I stopped one early here? I don't know. Why is that too wide here? Oh, it's too wide here as well. No, that's not right. Hold on a minute, what? How does this path work? How have I made it too wide here, but not made it too wide over here? Oh, I have made it too wide. This white lily shouldn't be here. I think. Maybe? Oh, no, it's because the gate's going to be slightly offset from this, isn't it? Okay. How do I want to do this then? Do we have it just be too wide here? That doesn't make much sense for the gate, I think. Hold on, what does it look like when we put the gate down? Sorry, the archway. It's a very much like one wide sort of path. Okay, let's just have a one wide sort of path then through here for these two, and we'll branch it out into a two wide path afterwards. There's going to be a bit of finagling to get everything done, but don't you worry. Don't you worry, child. I know, it should be a downwards path, shouldn't it? How quickly can we make it wide out? We can make it wide out immediately, okay, so that's fine. It'll just be a one wide path here. Just, you know, do this. And then this. And then up here. We've got some other things missing. We need to put one of these in. Put this back now, y'all. And then one hop this time. One hop this time. We put this one in here, I think. That should be okay. We'll put this other corner in while we're at it. Seems all filled in. It's very squelchy. It's not necessarily my intention for this sort of thing, but we can't really make it harder. I mean, we could actually, if we underlay it with something like this. How does this look? The problem is, I think this looks bad, probably. A sort of underlay. That's actually quite nice for like an ice patch. Okay, hold on. Let's... Oh, I'm muted. My bad. Sorry about that little pause is what I was saying, but I want to see what it looks like underneath a stone path, because underneath a stone path, it will potentially... Because if you walk on top of this, it sounds like a clack clack. Not quite an ice clack clack, but at least a clack clack. So let's just replace these for now, just to see what it looks like. Interesting. Maybe we should do it like this. Okay, let's temporarily see what this path looks like with ice and compare it to the other ones, because I think it might look a little bit better like this in non-snow seasons. Unfortunately, we lose out the shine when it comes to the snowy seasons that the custom design path has, but you know, on the plus side, we get like a nice little clack clack sound as we walk over it, and a much more sort of like a tapered edge. Tapered's not really the right word with that sort of thing, but you know, it's sort of like a folded in edge. I don't really know what the term is. So let's just see. And it's possible that we only need one of these custom designs in the end, because it might look exactly the same. So if we do this and compare it to what it looks like if we just use the middle ice path. Oh. Yeah, you can definitely tell something's wrong there, huh? There we go. I guess because there's no transparency layers or something in it. Maybe, I don't know. What if we used one of these on this side? Ah, okay, that definitely looks wrong, huh? Yeah, I think this is the answer, to make it look more like an inbuilt sort of icy path, and also to give us a bit of a... No, it still gives a squelchy sound. I thought it would inherit the sound of a path beneath it, but I guess it doesn't for some reason. It seems a bit strange, but at least it gives it a sort of nice base for us to work with. So I think it looks quite nice. Alright, I agree. I know we just spent all this time putting this path down, and we now just have to erase it and put another path on top, but you know, that's a creative process. Sometimes you've got to delete things and make room for new things as better ideas come along, and that's just part of it, you know. You can't let it get frustrated, it's just a learning experience for next time. But yeah, anyway, air fresheners. I need an air, like, not anti-freshener, but like... I mean, I guess that's kind of what air fresheners do, in theory. It's just like... I guess this is what, like, oust is meant to do, right, isn't it? Instead of, like... air fresheners kind of just sort of try and outcompete the other bad scent or whatever. You need something which like sucks up the bad scent or something, like gets rid of it and then replaces it with your nice air freshener scent, which is like, if you don't know, I don't know if Oust is like a worldwide brand, but they always have these adverts. It's like Oust, a spray which actually removes the bad scents, and they show some weird like infomercial thing where it's like bad smells or like these green gases, and you like oust it and it like removes it somehow. Of course, I don't think the science behind that works like at all. I've got to round off this corner here. But, you know, if it did, that'd be pretty sick. Now, the problem is, I don't know how this part's going to work. Because if this design doesn't... It doesn't quite overlay itself nicely. But maybe this one does. Probably be a bit easier to see what I'm talking about if I put this one back here. You see, the corner juts out. So, perhaps we can use one of these to... Well, not that one. I don't think we can use any of these. All of these will leave us with a bit of something annoyingly. What do we do about this? If only we could edit these. I don't understand why we're not allowed to edit them. I also don't understand why it's placed on it like this. Is it because it doesn't have a transparent pixel? Let me edit you. Why are you like this? Okay, I think I think I can do is I can edit these. If I recreate it, essentially, and then just put like a transparent pixel in the corner, I think it'll work out fine. Like in each corner, and then it'll actually work with transparency. So that's something I can work on, you know, eventually. And by eventually, I mean probably in about 5 years' time. For now, we'll just put these full-on blocks down. They do kind of stick out, unfortunately, but there's not really a lot you can do about that right now. You just gotta grin and bear it. Oh wait, we shouldn't go here. Why is it like this? How annoying. But we'll just put this down. It's been about 30 minutes, so round this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. So Animal Crossing New Horizons, I've been Dear Darling. Quick, get to positions. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord down below or follow me on Twitter. I hope we can see each other again, but for now it's for our farewell. So until next time. Wait for it. Ah, you're chatting. See you around. I was too slow apparently. Bye bye for now. You didn't even wave, Claude. Come on.